Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features the top-scoring pass offense in the NFL. The Bills are top 10 in passing TDs, and they'll go against the Dolphins, who are very aware of what they'll be dealing with. With that, let's send you up to snowy Orchard Park outside of Buffalo, where we say hello to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen, stay warm.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, we've got an AFC East matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
It should go without saying that anytime you run the football well and gain a nice chunk of yardage, that means the offensive line did their job and did it really well. But let's give them a little more credit than that. Because all week long, offensive line meetings, they're going over adjustments, counters, with line shifts, all those things that go along with it. And yet, you still have to be physical. And that's what they did on the first play.
And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Let's go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got time in the pocket. Going for the deep ball. And this one is incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense.
Certainly some contact there, and that's why there's a penalty on the defender for pass interference.
So hard to time it up for a defender to hit the receiver when the ball arrives. Got there a little bit early on that one.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
So now it's first and goal, and they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. And here are the defensive starters. In your old position, you get to talk about the secondary.
The best athletes on the field, Brandon.
Debatable.
Well, we'll see how this goes today. I love the way you put my guys down. But you know this. They've got to cover, and they have to tackle. They have a heck of a task in front of them in this game.
Here to his running back, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
So the opening drive for him here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, you've got the ball, put points on the board first, and let everyone start to celebrate.
Roberto Aguayo following the made field goal, set now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback. They come out here in the eye. On the give, this is their fullback. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Here we go. Green, 39.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Looking to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And now off to the races down the right side. And he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Roberto Aguayo now for the point after. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. 3-19. 3-9. Gun! Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Now 3rd down, less than a yard. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. He needed a yard. That's what he got. And it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
And on 2nd and 10 now. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Time running out here on the play clock. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
And here come the Bills. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So the defense gets the pick. The offense, Charles, they go backwards, but they do get 3 points.
Very happy to get the 3, but you know who's happier? The defensive team on the other side. They shut them down after the turnover.
Roberto Aguayo following the made field goal, set now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Quickly now, a look at the Buffalo defense.
Dante Hightower is a guy who can play the run with the best of anyone in the league, but he'll fool you a little bit in pass coverage. Not so bad there as well.
Second down following the run.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. Boom, landed. Here we go.
The play clock's running down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play? Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on 3rd down.
Yeah, maybe thinking pass. Play clock winding down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Take it at the 37. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Bills offense comes out ready to take over. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
So we've got encroachment, and that's a free 5 yards.
Too easy for the offense. A bit of impatience by the defense on that one.
Encroachment, defense. Still second down.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. A wall of Dolphins, and there are lots of them there to make the stop. And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you described that, because if they control things up front, often it's over the guard. Sometimes they slide and make it over the center. It's really hard to get a play started then, because a lot of teams want to start inside out running the football. But against a good 4-3, you may not find any space. And on that play, there was zero space, no gain.
Holding, offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push them back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
A long way to go for the offense here on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Finding time. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now the Bills defense, they make their way back out there. They have a little something to build off of from last time with a 3-and-out.
And what they have to build off of? Great confidence right now. Being able to stuff someone on a 3-and-out. You feel like you're in control now. You're doing the dictating. They want to see if that can continue as this game progresses.
So will it continue? We'll see. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Let's go. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, but they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. He'll look to throw. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Back now with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
No, check. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger target.
Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, you get to the half. What adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Here we go. Boom, landed.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Well, that was better than the first go-around when he lost yardage, but still nothing there, and that sets up a 3rd and long. Tough spot here.
Put it mildly. Sometimes I wonder if some of that old-school football should come back into play. You know what I would think here? Quick kick. Try and change field position, help out your team.
Try to lay one up deep, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Let's take it inside his own 40. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who could turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early.
False start, offense.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Here we go now. Watch it now, Barney.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. He'll get 3 up to midfield. A couple of Bills team up to bring him down there.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
They're going to look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
They know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
So 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
All right, here we go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Wide open receiver complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I know from an offensive perspective, you want every play to be a big play. But sometimes the defense actually wins, and they did there on that draw play. Good job by the runner just taking care of the football because he didn't want to compound a bad play by turning it over.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ikey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've got to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. Good, solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
the gun. They'll look to throw. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. And give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll set up to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
And this might not be the last interception we see, Brandon. Both of these teams like to throw the football, but here in this snow, the ball's not going to always go where you want it to. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this. A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. Yes. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Send me to Orlando, please.
Don't be so soft.
Green 39! Green 39!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. That'll make it. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off.
And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Down at 8 now. Back to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now the Bills will take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. This is taken at the 23. Look at the spin.
Balance.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out come the Bills. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. Okay, when the big guy runs a corner route, you're asking a lot no matter who's covering him. Doesn't matter whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back.
Yeah.
He usually has the advantage because of his body type.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he showcased the spin, but couldn't do much else as he's wrangled down.
And that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And Aguayo able to knock it through. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Bills have to like how they've played so far. The Dolphins really looked great last week, but it hasn't been so easy for them in this one. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Dolphins on 2nd and 7. Completion will be made here to a wide open man, and he'll be tackled at their own 24-yard line. The drive would wrap up with a pick by the defense. Late in the second, the pass will be completed into coverage, and he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to the 32-yard line. So that'll do it for us. We'll go back now to Orchard Park for the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And they'll run it here. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
A give to the fullback on the dive. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. To throw now on 2nd and 10. And his throw here is incomplete. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. They come out here in the eye. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And to give this time to the tailback. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage.
Holding offense.
So a costly penalty and now a tougher third down situation.
Hey, you got three. All right, here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And out come the Dolphins now. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game. Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them. They run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game. But here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game. And if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit. Try it that way.
And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
That was a nice completion on an out route. And those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
All right, here we go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Time running out here on the play clock. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he is out of bounds just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 14 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to.
Here we go, Leopard!
The Play clock's running down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And that's another stop for the defense. Something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away. Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at them right now and say, let's get away from them entirely to start throwing the football, but I don't think you ever entirely abandon the run. It helps set it.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. He'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the 2nd half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. Now rush coming, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And now, Charles, what do? You want to create some space here for your punter if you have to punt.
I think maybe you just go quarterback sneak and try and create that space and hope your punter can help you out.
Dolphins bring out an extra defensive back on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football. Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Play clock winding down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Back now in Buffalo. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go. Green.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll set up to throw. Throwing the slant pattern here complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They come up in an offset eye. He'll drop to throw. This will be caught at about the 3. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Their big tight end, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. So now a big play here as the Dolphins will go for the 2.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the 2. It's caught. So they get the conversion. And now we're back to a 1-score game. And that almost makes it a brand-new ball game. Now it's a 1-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And let's not take for granted, in these conditions, that's never an easy pass and catch.
You really got to find a way to drive the ball. You know, get your grip. You know, that's why we see some of the guys now, they'll put the gloves on when they throw the ball in this type of a condition. Sometimes the glove might make it too slippery. So you got to figure out what's going to work for you. But how about the receivers? Looking back and trying to locate the ball coming through snow and making sure they have full concentration.
The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. The 13 yards that time and a first.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And in this situation with a lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Defense. Still 2nd down.
Three yards to go on 2nd down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be taken down at the 34. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And that right there will set them back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down, if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. 82 yards. And the Dolphins are a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
They'll look to throw. That's caught at the 1. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Bills getting set to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. A couple of Dolphins in on the stop. 7 yards remain now on 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They give them 12 yards and a 1st down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And they'll go on the ground. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
Shedding the tackler that gives him some room. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And they will take a 7-point lead now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This is taken near the 13. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Back 99, Philly, here we go.
They come up in an offset eye. Back to throw now on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on first down. Surveying the field. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Second down following the incompletion. Now a handoff here to his running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. It was Mitch Unrein that made the tackle. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now.
But he was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Back to throw here. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
They'll look to throw, and he will find his man on the outside.
Holding. Defense.
And with the big gain, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he slings one that's incomplete. And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense.
Here we go. 3-19.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got a man, it's his fullback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college. With all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. They'll look to throw again. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Here we go. Blue 90.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Back to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Watching now, Barney. Here we go now. Green, 39 now. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down.
4 down. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Let's see if the defense tries any pressure here on 3rd and 8. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of...
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. And they're going to speed things up here. He's back to throw. Pass incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
And he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it would appear the Bills are going to win the football game. A gutsy decision there at this stage in the second half in their own territory, and a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the post-mortem. You know, this post-game press conference, because the questions are going to come fast and furious about this decision, no matter how the game turns out, right? What were you thinking there? Why? Did you have a certain play call? Were you confident in your defense? Oh, yeah. Why? It's going to keep coming up.
Yeah, no matter the scoreboard, just tough to justify. Well, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow because the element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball, if someone's going to make a dramatic play just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it just changes the course of things. But a big shout out to our crew to make sure that we were comfortable up here, as comfortable as one could be. In these elements, they took care of us and made sure we were dressed properly.
So for Buffalo, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they will hit the road next week to take on the San Diego Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Bills are victorious as we say so long from Buffalo.